program that we keep all our communications on. Then you saw the flyer, I put it back up there. There's a link there to get the tickets. And if you want to participate, because you just have a burning desire to be part of my team, I would love that, and we could talk more about that. So there's that one. And the day before that is the speech contest. So for those of you that are doing your pathways, you have to qualify and complete 8 pathways to be able to qualify to be part of the speech contest. But if it's something that you so desire, and you know you're looking at those 3 letters that you want on your business card someday, which is DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster, then this is your stepping stone to getting towards that goal. So wanted to let you know about that. Sarah's going to give us more information. She knows a lot about that. And we actually have a speech contest winner. So if you want to pick her brain, that is Kelly Etter. She's our past year winner. So this is your platform, guys. From 7 to 8:30, twice a month on a Monday, you get to be up here. This is your stage. This is your platform. This is your chance to speak your voice. So make it count. So there you go. Sarah has her incentivization. Who brought their bingo cards? Woohoo! Yay, Kelly. So I'm sorry, I'm guilty too. I left the bingo cards at home. I had them. But remember your roles, and Sarah and I are taking note of what roles you've had. So then you're going to get credit for those roles. And if you complete a bingo card, there is a whopping awesome prize that Sarah is devising in her wonderful mind, because she loves gift giving and all that kind of stuff like me too. And so without further ado, we have the fabulous Helen to be our Toastmaster of the day today. And if you know anything about Helen, she is our club historian. As you can see, she's taking videos right now. She's the one that makes the cool videos. What I know about Helen is she loves her family very much, and she also is a very good cook. She likes to explore different things. She's like me. She likes to cook and make delicious meals and stuff for her family. And she's a reader too. So if you have any good books that you want to get recommended, ask Helen, because she reads a lot. So there you go. And now Helen, our Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. Margaret, I know her for 30 years from where I used to work. For our guests, here's a brief overview of how Toastmaster meeting works. So we have the first session where we have table topics, and table topics are impromptu speeches. Just pretend you're talking to your girlfriend or boyfriend on the phone. And we have prepared speeches. We have 3 today, and there will be 3 evaluations of those speeches to provide supportive feedback and to help them grow and improve. And right now I'm going to be introducing our supporting roles to help our meeting run smoothly. And so please meet our supporting role holders. Number 1, awe counter, Owen.
Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, I do not have a script, but I'm going to do it out loud. I've done this before. So essentially what I'm doing as awe counter is I'm going to be taking note of any filler words you might have. Okay, Helen for the rescue. Thank you. Okay, we'll start this over. Okay. Greetings, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests. The purpose of the awe counter is to note words and sounds that are used as a crunch or a pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I'll listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, And I'll also listen for filler words, including ah, ah. I will also note that when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I or this means and that, then at the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times each speaker uses these expressions. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce Kelly to do our inspiration and club mission.
Sorry. Thank you, Toastmaster. You're playing a lot of roles there. It's a little tricky. Hello, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests. Guests, thank you for spending time with us this evening. Our club mission statement is that we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. And our values are integrity, respect, service, and excellence. And a quote I find inspirational that I'd like to share is from Joseph Pilates. And it is, patience and persistence are vital qualities in the ultimate successful accomplishment of any worthwhile endeavor.
Nice. Thank you, Kelly. Our next helper of the day, the timer, is Sarah.
Greetings, Madam Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. As timer, I will time the table topic speakers, formal speeches, and evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which are these here, which denote specific times remaining. For table topic speakers, they should limit their remarks to no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll raise the green card. 1 minute and 30 seconds, I'll raise the yellow card, and at 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. For those giving speeches, should limit their remarks to their specific speech times. Icebreaker speeches should be 4 to 6 minutes in length. 4 minutes, I'll raise the green card. 5 minutes, I'll raise the yellow card, and 6 minutes, I'll raise the red card. Most other speeches should be 5 to 7 minutes in length. 5 minutes, I'll raise the green card. 6 minutes, I'll raise the yellow card. 7 minutes, I'll raise the red card. And individual evaluation should be no more than between 2 to 3 minutes. 2 minutes, I'll raise the green card. 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I'll raise the yellow card. 3 minutes, I'll raise the red card. For any of the evaluations, speeches, and table topics, it doesn't say on here, but you do have a 30-minute kind of leeway.
30 seconds.
30 seconds, sorry, yeah, definitely not 30 minutes. So 30-second leeway, so if I raise the red card, you have 30 seconds after that to finish up, and you still go into the competition as well. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you, Sarah. May I please have Rika to explain your role as a vote counter?
No, she's a grammarian.
Oh, grammarian.
Oh, yeah.
I apologize.
Hello, Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any misuses of the English language, as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. So for today's meeting, the word is auspicious. Auspicious. Since Chinese New Year is coming, so I picked this word, auspicious. The meaning, auspicious meaning is signs that something is likely to be successful in the future. And an example of using the word is, despite the rain, the festival's auspicious opening opening ceremony lifted everyone's spirit and ensured a memorable event. Okay. Thank you, Toastmasters.
Thank you. Our next helper is Grace for the vote counter.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today I am the vote counter, and what that means is after every session for the people topic speeches, for the regular speeches, and for the evaluation, we'll be voting for whoever you think is the best speaker, whatever that means to you. So at your desk you should have 3 little papers. Please write down the name of the person that you think has spoken the best. And please do so after the timer's report. So the timer's report will tell you whether or not this person qualifies and is within their allotted speaking time. And at the end, I will count up these votes and pass them back to the Toastmaster, who will present the ribbons for the winners. Thank you.
Thank you, great. Next, I would like to introduce you to Gilda. She will be the table topics master of the day.
I'm Gilda today.
Carlos, table topics of today. Thank you. Come on up, Carlos. Thank you.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Madam Toastmaster. My name is Carlos, and I have the pleasure of being your Table Topics Master today. Table Topics is the part of the meeting where we practice improvisation or improv speaking. Is that correct? Impromptu?
Yeah.
Okay. Learn another word, impromptu speaking. The art of thinking and speaking on your feet. This helps us build confidence and improve quick thinking skills, which are essential in both personal and professional life. So here are the brief rules. So how it works, I will ask a question or give you a prompt, and then we'll call on a speaker. Either we'll have a volunteer, or maybe I'll volunteer a couple people at random. You'll have 1 to 2 minutes to respond. Again, we have the cards as a kind of a guide. The goal is not to be perfect, but to be spontaneous, creative, and clear. So that said, I drew up some questions, and I know I have a couple on the back. So do we have any volunteers so far from our guests or any of the Toastmasters?
I'll go ahead and start.
Okay, sure.
What is this name again?
All right.
Remember how it goes.
Thank you, Carlos.
Pressure yourself. Here's the question. So repeat the question and then say it out loud.
The question is, what is the best piece of advice that you have ever received? I think in my many years, either from parents or from elders or from mentors, I think when I look at it and I kind of filter through my files, I think the best piece of advice that I've had actually only came last year. Well, I think it came a few years ago, but I think it just kind of like became clear last year. And that piece of advice is, don't be afraid to fail. And that has been such a key factor for me last year. You know, for many of us, we all have our ups and downs. We all have our personal struggles. We all have things that we're dealing with that nobody even knows about behind closed doors. But your willingness to fail, dare say the word S-U-C-K, to suck, to like be on your knees, to not know what's going on, to just really be a beginner at whatever it is that you're doing. That courage to do that vulnerability, that willingness to just admit that you don't know what you're doing just yet, and maybe you need advice from somebody who's gone further along the road. That is the best advice that anybody could get, whether you're young or old. I think that's the best advice, because once you learn things, then you can move further along the road. Life isn't perfect. It wasn't meant to be perfect. If we were meant to be perfect, we would be automated. We would be AI. But we're not AI. We're human. And we make mistakes. We fail. We get back up. And we keep on going. And the beauty is, because we're human and we fail, we need each other. And because we need each other, we're all walking on this same road together. So I encourage you here at Toastmasters, in your life, in your relationships, walk alongside somebody. They might be falling down and they need you to get up. So thank you.
The joy of our club, definitely. Yeah. So, what's your name? Yeah, yes, Oscar. Oscar, would you like to volunteer? Come here. To do a 1 to 2 minute, just a brief introduction.
Like introduce myself.
Well, there's a topic question for you.
Never go Oscar.
This is what we do. We put you in the fire really quick. So there's a question.
Okay.
So Oscar, everybody.
I'm Oscar. Do I introduce myself first?
Yeah, sure.
I'm Oscar. I'm from China and I'm a composer. And my friend here, she introduced me to this Toastmasters. I actually didn't know what this is until just like walked in.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
If you could instantly become an expert in one subject, what would it be? That's improv. I think if I could instantly become an expert in one subject, it would be linguistics because I really want to connect with everyone in the world. One of my biggest passion is traveling, and every time through traveling, I understand so much about the culture, the language, and whenever I try to speak their language and connect with people, I feel like I understand the culture and the people much more. And I feel like a lot of things these days. Like in terms of politics and everything else, there's like a lot of distance between people. There's a lot of misunderstanding. And for me, one of the biggest reasons I like to travel is because when I go to other places and I can bridge the connection between me and other people. And when I speak their language, it just instantly brings our distance closer. And I mean, the person, Joy.
Yes.
Yeah, previously just mentioned, we're not AI yet, but I mean the AI is like taking over, and people probably think that like the language is not important, but still, if you speak their language and you understand their culture and you understand the colloquials, all the like connotations behind the language, then it just instantly makes you more available to be friends with other people, I would just like to continue and learning more languages and connecting with more people and make this world a better place.
Since we're going with guests, tell me your name.
Allison.
Allison, come
She's
on.
actually a new member.
Yeah, okay. Oh, so you're a member now.
speech later.
Oh, okay. So we'll save it for later then, Allison, definitely. Okay, so any other, let's see. Let's go with Elliot. It's been a minute since I've heard you. Thank you, Elliot. Here's a question for that. You read it?
What is a hobby you have always wanted to pick up, but have not yet? I always love these auspicious moments when we're pulled out to turn around and get some crazy idea or some willful thought about what we're doing and what we would like to do or not do type of aspect. We prepare the stand up here so it doesn't fall apart. Probably not a hobby that will have to keep on going and going, because if I did that one, then I would be searching for another hobby into the future, since this is like a never-ending task that you proposed here. I think we have time for hobbies mainly when we're young and when we're small. We take an interest in, years ago, stamp collecting, buying little dolls and ornaments. A lot of young girls have doll collections that they've got. There's a great ad that's out on TV talking about people in retirement and downsizing, and nobody wants our spoon collection. I showed this collection, and I'm thinking, yeah, I know a couple of people who had those and that idea. So I think a hobby, occasionally it can turn out to be a great idea, a venture that ultimately could be worthwhile. It's always worth something to yourself. It's always got the value of how do you feel, because that's what you've chosen to do with it. But I think not only having a hobby, I find trying different hobbies over time is even better, because sometimes you pick the one, you accomplish it, and that's all you focus, and you miss the opportunity. So a hobby also is the ability to learn something, to find something new. As I have said many, many times, I learn something every single day. Many days it's a very small little item, a comment, an idea. Someone talks on TV, see the news. And other days it's a great revelation. Some of the things Billy talked about last time about finance and where you can go. It's something we think about, but we never focus on it. And it's nice to get those types of ideas and what we would like to do. I don't have one hobby per se. But there's different things. I keep searching for new hobbies to get new thoughts and new knowledges. Mr. Table Topics Master.
That's great. Okay, definitely. Anyone else want to volunteer? Before I call
Margaret?
Margaret? Well, since you're here.
Okay.
Margaret, we want to hear you.
Who is your, well, little intro on you, and then who is your biggest role model, and why?
Oh my. I'm Margaret, and I worked with Helen for a number of years, and I'm happily retired. And I've known Joy through a nutrition group. So, biggest role model and why? That's a hard question. Well, I remember a classmate when I was an undergraduate, and my program and my background's nursing was for upper division students that we had to be a minimum of a junior in college to enter this program. This was at Columbia University, and some of our fellow students already had their baccalaureate, and there was one woman and they had experience, and one woman had been a Peace Corps volunteer, and she was very animated, and she would talk about loving, and she loved individuals, she loved experiences, but she was very alive, and I think that she was just a wonderful role model, because whenever I was around her, and other people as well, we would just get this great feeling of awe and enjoyment, and I'm sure all our neurotransmitters, endorphins, etc., just went way up, and to this day I'm grateful for that friendship and knowledge.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so let me think. Julie? Yeah.
She's been hiding from us, but she came back.
Thank you, Julie.
Your favorite?
Tell us about a favorite childhood memory. Tell us about a favorite childhood memory. I think one of my favorite childhood memories is when my grandmother pulled out my mom and my aunt's old 50s prom dresses. Now, us kids were like, I don't know, 9, 10. These dresses were so tiny. Like they fit our waist, boobs not so much, but the waist definitely. And she let us try all of them on. And we twirled around and around this big empty room that she had. And it made us feel very grown up and very, adult-like. And we try on the shoes and everything. But it was just an awe moment, because we didn't know that world at all. We didn't know anything about growing up and being in high school and going to these important things and meeting boys and, just becoming women. And I think that was one of my very favorite childhood memories. And it gave me something to look forward to. So.
Yeah, I had an auspicious suspicion that all of you guys were going to be successful at. So thank you again. Do you think one more?
Yeah, one more.
Okay. It's Billy.
Okay.
Come on up, Billy. This is that one.
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah. There's that for you.
Oh,
Is you ready?
yeah. I think I can read this. What is the most beautiful place I have ever visited? Okay, the most beautiful place I ever visited. A lot, but I don't remember none of those. So try to think. So I've been to a lot of vacation. Like we went to Spain, Italy, and Puerto Rico, Costa Rica, everywhere. But the one that I remember was we went to Italy, which is with my 2 kids, and we do travel, but I don't remember the beauty of the place, but I remember the experience, right? Every time, when I the vacation like that, I'm gonna be the one that take care of the kids. So my wife goes shopping. I went shopping. So I remember my 2 kids. I push them around and play with them, but. Most of the time we really have fun with the families, not about the place, about the experience that we have together. You have the memories that you can remember forever, and that's what I love, to go to vacation, different places, and with the whole family, so you can feel those memories, those that you cannot forget, right? And then that's why I love to go to vacation. We go to a place, but with the family. Thank you.
So, let's see. So that pretty much wraps up our table topics for this session for today. So thank you all, you brave speakers. Your spontaneity and creativity were inspiring. Now I'll hand the control back to our Toastmaster of the day.
Yeah. Thank you. That was a very auspicious round of questioning. Very provoking, and it brings out a lot of auspicious personality and character in all of you, and I enjoy listening to all of you. So now we're going to take a 5-minute break. The restrooms are to your left, and we have some goodies from Joy and Sarah. Thank you so much.
Just timer really quick so people can vote.
Oh, right. But let's do the timer.
And it starts now. 5 minutes. You got it.
Timer. So let's have let's have the timer report.
Oh, I apologize.
So that we can vote for the best table topic speaker of today.
Perfect. So thank you so much. The table topics, we had 6 people speak today. Joy was 2 minutes, 1 second. Oscar was 1 minute, 23 seconds. Elliot was 2 minutes, 9 seconds. Margaret was 1 minute, 24 seconds. Julie was 1 minute, 13 seconds. Billy was 1 minute, 7 seconds, and everyone qualified.
Yay.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's pass all the ballots to Grace.
Me.
Here, Margaret, you can vote.
You had all these sheets. You didn't have to come up.
Oh.
Yeah.
The alarm will go off. Sorry to interrupt all your lovely conversations. So our next part of our meeting is prepare speeches. So now let's introduce the first speaker of today. Our speaker, she is the topic of her speech today is he is a good father. And Joy is our current president, and she loves to cook, And if you want to give her a gift, she will like some spices. Let's welcome Joy.
So I'm trying on a speech for size. I don't know if this is necessarily for my pathways, but I felt like a calling to speak on this subject. At the end of the month, I was asked by my church to speak at a women's retreat on a testimony about my journey. And I know a lot of you know about it. I know Owen kind of knew about it right from the beginning in January of 2025. So for those of you that don't know me, last year was a very rough year. We're all going through something in life, and last year for me was, I think it was the year that almost broke me. It didn't break me though. It really dinged me up though. It punched me hard. Life gave me some hard knocks last year. So it all kind of started in January, actually almost a month to the day. The day was January 16th, and it's a day that I'll remember very distinctly because it's a day when my life, like literally, it flipped. My life flipped. So January 16th, my husband and I were at a funeral for my auntie Amanda. She had passed away, and we were in San Diego. And I knew that I wasn't feeling well. And I probably looked in the mirror and I saw what I thought was just someone who was out of shape or, had a desk job and wasn't moving very much. But it wasn't true. I was what they call edemic. Have you heard of that? Edemic is when you're very swollen because you've just retained so much water, you're inflamed. It's not a good place to be. It probably means that you have kidney issues. So I was kind of, probably looking the other way. There was an elephant in the room in my life for that specific, issue of kidneys. But I said, no, I just need to work out more. I just need to eat better. I remember the exact day. It was just right before Christmas, probably December 24th. And I prayed to God. I said, God, okay, here we are at the end of the year, God, December 2024. I'm going to pray, God, and, Jesus, will you please help me for next year? I want to eat better. I want to improve my marriage. I want to have a better career. I was praying all these things. He's not Santa Claus, but I was praying to him, okay, God, please. And I'm just going to let you know, when you pray, you have to be specific, because if you pray in those general specific or those general areas and you're not specific, God will give you what he gives you. And boy, did he give me a doozy last year. Gave me a doozy. And I was at that funeral, and if you know Filipinos, they tend to be towards certain careers, and most of my family are nurses. So at that funeral, there must have been like 10 nurses. They're all looking at me in my physical situation saying, oh no, you need to go to the hospital. This is also the same time last year, as you know, when the fires were happening. So I had friends a week before that had lost their houses. Only had the shirt on their back. And I was just kind of going through it with some of them and dealing with that too, and kind of being there for them. So my relatives are like, Joy, you need to go to the hospital. You are sick. You're not well. I was hobbling towards the graveside when it came to Auntie Amanda's funeral, and I just pretended like I was okay, but everybody could see. We got into the car, and as they say, the come to Jesus moment was when my husband, just as we're driving, he's like, I'm taking you to Arcadia Methodist. I'm like, nope, you're not. I'm a stubborn person. I'm like, nope, you're not taking me there. I don't need to go to the hospital. I'm fine. And he turned around with tears in his eyes, just like sobbing. This is a man who's an introvert. You might have met him. He calls himself the silent ninja. He's been here. He's like, don't ask him any questions. He sat here and just kind of sat here quietly. And he just started sobbing. And I'm right here in the passenger seat, and I turn around, and I've never seen him cry like that. And he said, Joy, if you don't go to the hospital now, he goes, the next funeral that I'm going to go to is going to be yours. I was so shocked by what he just said, and I said, I swallowed and I said, okay, take me to the hospital. I know I'm not well. I get to the hospital and I'm waiting in the emergency room for 12 hours because it's packed, because everybody and their brother is at the emergency room due to fire situation, injuries. It was just a packed emergency room. So we're waiting there. And then the doctors come around on their rounds, and one of the doctors, as though I'm just like, I don't know, a test dummy or something, pushes on my face and says, oh, look, you see this lady right here? Classic case of edema. Kidney failure is what I think. So here I am sitting going, what? And next thing you know, I'm admitted into the hospital. This is the longest stay I've ever been in the hospital. I'm in the hospital for 21 days. That gives you a lot of time to think about it when you're in the hospital bed of all kinds of stuff. I didn't know who I was. All of a sudden, the rug was pulled out from underneath me. Couldn't work. I was sick. I was in the hospital. Look at me. I'm 5'2" and sopping wet. I think I'm 110 pounds. I came into the hospital at 153 pounds.
Oh my.
153 pounds of like excessive water weight, toxicity, kidney failure. And so the doctor tells me, he goes, you know, we've tested you and your kidneys are operating at 20%. That's not great, but you know, let's see what we can do for you here in the hospital. And through that course of 21 days, I had so many visitors coming to talk to me, sit with me, pray with me. Owen, you know, knowing I'm part of Toastmasters, he came and he sat with me. He ministered to me. He like listened to me. And it was a revelation. Those 21 days like really changed my life. That initial diagnosis was hard. There was nothing I could do. When you're in a hospital bed and all you can do is think about your life and all you can do is go from minute to minute and just eat the food, take the medicine, listen to the doctor, get enough sleep, you're just broken down into the basics. This year has been hard. I'm a person is a go-getter. When I have a goal, I set it and I do it and I get things done. And this year has been a year where I've had to fail, I've had to learn, I have to create new habits, I've had to change my lifestyle. But you know what? Here's the thing that I want to leave you with. God has been showing up every single time for me. When I was in the hospital, what I wanted to do, even in the midst of all of the suffering and all of the pain and all of the not knowing and just like my life feeling like it's crashing underneath me, I asked God, I go, I want to sing in this place, God. I want to witness to these people that you exist, that even in my darkest hour that you're still here with me because you're a good father. You always keep your promise. And so with the minister at Arcadia Methodist, he usually comes and sees all the patients. And he said, what do you need from me? Can I offer you some Bible verses? Can I pray with you? Can I pray over you? I'm like, I want you to sing with me. He's like, sing with you? I'm like, yeah, will you sing a worship song with me? He's like, I don't sing. I don't even sing when my wife asked me. Mm-hmm. And I said, please, Pastor Josh, sing with me. So he sang with me 2 songs. I'm singing at the top of my lungs because that's my happy place. I'm like, God, if I can do one thing, I'm not one that can quote Bible verses and can tell you about spirituality. I was raised Catholic and kind of followed the program. Then became a born-again Christian. And then I said, you know, I could do things. I could worship. I could sing. I could show that God exists by the life that I lead. So that's what I did. I sang, and we sang 2 praise songs. Fast forward, months, different things happening, struggles, just, you know, not myself, having to come into Toastmasters with a walker, feeling really ashamed and embarrassed, like, how have I come to this place where I'm just so weak? The last time I was in the hospital was October of this year. I was only supposed to go in to get my dialysis catheter. That was where I was at. After all of that, trying to preserve my kidneys, I wound up in dialysis. My kidneys are functioning right now at 5%. Every night I tell my husband he has to give me my oil change because I have to plug into a machine for 10 hours and then I try to sleep, but sometimes it's very painful in my bones and it's a hard road. Anyway, so when I was in the hospital back forward into October when they put this dialysis catheter in me, it's only supposed to be there one day. There was complications, so I wound up being there for 7 days. In those 7 days, God used me. He used me to minister to the janitor because I love speaking Spanish. I spoke to the janitor Spanish. I heard about his family. I spoke to the nurses. I heard about how hard it is to take care of someone like me. And through those course of those 7 days, that's what I did. I was God's servant in the bed as a patient doing what he wanted me to do. He's a good, good father. I prayed and he gave me all these opportunities to serve him from my hospital bed through prayer, through laughing, through joking, through talking. I asked God again when I was at Huntington Hospital, God, I just want to sing in this place. Give me an opportunity to sing a worship song. I want it to echo through the hallway. And he gave me that opportunity, but let me tell you. So I told the nurse, I said, I was there for a week. It was a Sunday night. I said, Nurse Bernadette, I need to be released so I can go to my Toastmasters meeting. I am the president of Arcadia Toastmasters. I have not missed a meeting. I was appointed in July. I'm not going to miss the meeting. I gobble in right at 7 o'clock. You need to release me. She goes, that's out of my control. She's like, the doctor is going to release you. Well, tell the doctor I need to be released. She goes, I can't control that. I'm like, see what you can do. And then she's like, I'll try. I go, try really hard because I got to it has to happen today, Monday. I have to be released by 3 so I could try to, change and get back to the meeting. Well, I got released at 3 and as I was getting released, she'd gone on a break, Nurse Bernadette. And I was like, I wanted to say goodbye to her because she was the one that took care of me the most. Different nurses took care of me through the course of the week. Next thing you know, there's an orderly that's pushing me because I'm getting ready to go and they release you in a wheelchair to take you down to the car. And she's like running. This lady's running. She's running. And I was like, oh my gosh, where's she coming from? She's running. And she's like, wait. And I'm in my wheelchair with all my stuff ready to go. I'm like, what? What else do you need? I'm ready to go. And she's handing me this bag. She hands me a bag with a beautiful book that I read from here, that I actually read from the day that I came back. It's an inspirational book on women's quotes of strong women that are resilient. She goes, you're a strong woman. She goes, you're going to do great things after you leave here. She goes, it was a pleasure taking care of you. I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm a patient. I'm a nobody. I'm a girl that you took care of, like a lady that you took care of this week. She goes, yeah, but you're special. During her break, she went to the gift store, got me a book and a plant, and she's giving me a gift as I'm leaving the hospital. And I'm just like, what is going on here? So I have my gift and I'm in the wheelchair and I'm still like thinking, man, God didn't let me sing in the hospital. I'm so sad. But just like that, when I thought that thought, this lady, this older lady with a baseball cap, I love baseball caps. It was all sparkly. And I just she says, oh, you're getting released today. I'm like, freedom. Yeah, I'm out here. And she's going into the elevator as I am. And she's like, our God is so good. I said, from your lips to God's ears, God is so good. He's so good. And then she just started singing this praise song. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven up. She just started singing it. I was like, I know that song. She reaches for my hand and she grabs my hand. I can't make this stuff up. I got to write a script just for what happens in my life. I'm like, how did that happen? She's holding my hand. We're both in our wheelchairs, holding hands, singing a praise song at the top of our lungs in the elevator. It's only 1 floor down. We go 1 floor down to the reception area. If you've ever been to Huntington Hospital, it's beautiful. It looks like a hotel. The volunteer ladies are here. There's all these people sitting in their chairs waiting. My husband is his car is pulled up on the other side of the sliding door. She and I are still singing. We finish our song. And just like in the movie credits, she goes left. I go straight in my wheelchair. And And I'm like literally crying. I'm like, God, you did it. You did it. You did what you said you were going to do. I asked for that and you gave it to me. So all these people were just looking like, why are these people singing? And then I get rolled out up to the car where my husband is. And it's just like, like a movie, like a John Hughes movie from the 80s where the boy's waiting for you, because it's the end credits and it's a happy ending and you get the guy. And so he's right there and he's like, what's that? I'm like, Nurse Bernadette gave me a gift. And she's just giving me the tightest hug. And she's like, you're going to get better. You're going to get so much better. And there's a purpose of why you're here and what you're doing. And so on Tuesday, sorry, I'm actually going a bit long. On Tuesday, I talked to my kidney doctor, and some days are not good days, and some days are hard days. And he talks me off my ledges. I was pretty manic that day and crying. I'm like, I don't know. Like, what about if it takes forever to get a kidney or this or that? I said, sometimes I just feel like all these doctor appointments and all these things I have to do, it just feels like an avalanche coming on me. And he's like, this is what doctors don't do. They usually give you 5-10 minutes max. He sat with me for 2 hours and had a life conversation with me and talked me off my ledge and said to me, Joy, he goes, you can do this. He goes, you're meant for a purpose. Again, that resonates again. And he stepped out of his doctor role and he showed me his phone. He goes, sometimes when I'm feeling really lost or lonely, he goes, I rely on the word. He goes, I have a Bible app. And today's Bible app is John 18, and he read it to me. He says, maybe when you feel like you're being buried, he goes, God is really planting you. God has a purpose for you. And he says, maybe you're being planted. And then he gave me a worship song. He said, here, this is one of my favorite worship songs. It's called Flowers. So I've been asked to do a retreat testimonial at the end of this month. And the title of the retreat is called Bloom Where You're Planted. God doesn't make mistakes. He has divine appointments for everybody, and there's a reason why you're here listening to me and why I'm able to speak to you, because he's not done with me and my story continues. So stay tuned, ... There's more to come, because I feel like there might be an organ coming my way from UCLA. So
Amen.
So that's where the next chapter goes. But thank you for listening to my story today. That one was for you, Helen.
Thank you, Joy. And I pray that God will give you an auspicious body and that there will be a kidney coming to you soon.
With my name, amen.
Yes. Our next speaker is Scott, and the title of his speech is "What Do You Do for Work?" And he loves to read Bible, and it's inspiring to me. And he loves to walk with his wife and dog. Welcome, Scott.
So, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests, my name is Scott, and my speech is, what do you do for work? So, what do you do for work? What do you do for work? What do you do for work? I mean, this is something that we say at social gatherings. It's kind of an, icebreaker, get to know each other. I'm going to say it. This speech is self-serving. I've been wrestling with some questions, and today I'm preaching to myself. So, but you get to hear it. If this sounds like a sermon or a meditation or a bit of soul-searching philosophy, it's because that's exactly where I am. So, what about the work that we all do? We engineer solutions. We wash dishes. We prepare food. We fold laundry. We study to master a discipline. We work to survive. We work because it provides a sense of contribution to the well-being of others, the others around us. But we also know that fit matters, and so my wife, she thinks that I'm a perfect fit for washing the dishes. But I don't agree. I want to be happy in my work, so. But, is happiness the right metric? Is it possible to be filled with joy and simultaneously hate your job? Should work be an act of worship? That sounds weird. So, the illusion of possession. So, Jesus gives a stern warning in Luke chapter 12:15. He says, beware and be on your guard against every form of greed. So it sounds like there's more than one. For not even when one has abundance does his life consist of his possessions. So, we often spend our lives working to accumulate stuff. I got a house, I got money in the bank, I got a wonderful wife, I got grandkids. Thinking that they define us. We listen to wise teachers and we learn the importance of stewardship and investing. I probably could have done a better job of it. I'm 61, I wish I had started earlier, but, I have to ask myself, is my house in order? I'm not there yet. I'm still working on it. I'm sobered with the reality that my soul could be required of me tomorrow. It could happen. So if my life doesn't consist of my possessions, then what does it consist of? I mean, Lord, are you meaning that you are my life and you're not just part of it? So what are the hard questions? Who do you work for? Who should you work for? I mean, ultimately, who owns you? I'm not my own. If I get depressed, if I forget that every single breath is a gift, isn't that kind of a form of lesser suicide? I mean, can I be dead inside while my heart's still beating? I mean, I can choose to believe that life is a series of meaningless tasks. Or I can choose to believe that life originates from a perfect source. So who's the master of my heart? What is it? The Gospel of Matthew, it tells us that the eye is the lamp of the body. If my eye's fixed on the wrong master, then is my whole body full of darkness? I'm not supposed to serve two masters. I can't serve God and money. So, I have to ask myself, is money my master? Does it gain control or overcome me? Is being my own boss my master? If I'm my own master, will I eventually implode upon myself? And how do I fight feelings of inadequacy? I mean, am I supposed to renew my mind or take every thought captive? I'm not my own. I was bought with a price. Am I going to live that way? What's my identity? I was an environmental engineer at Disney. The ship sailed and here I am. So how do I measure my value today? It's not by the logo on my shirt. It's by the one I serve. So I want to find work. I do. I don't want to retire, but I don't know if but anyway, the bigger question is, how will I work? Because as long as I have breath in my lungs, I should work with all my heart. Not for a paycheck, not for other people's approval, but for the Lord Jesus Christ. That's what I believe. But whatever I do, will I work at it with all my heart? Because I'm not my own. So I leave you with this. What am I going to do about work? More importantly, what are you going to do about yours? Thank you for listening to my voice.
I believe Scott Scott is on his auspicious road to success. And I ask that myself too. Every day, I wanted to do my best as unto God and not unto men. So that's really important. Recently, I have realized that, yes, we were brought with a price, and we're just sojourners. We're passing through. Anyways, so that was really touching. Scott, I love your speech. Our next speech is Allison. Allison's speech name is Building Character and Vision Through Music.
Oh.
And she's a musician, an event organizer, and she's focused on classical music, and she loves outdoor sport. And let's welcome Allison.
So my topic today is building character and vision through music. So how artistic engagement shapes student growth and global competitiveness. So most people thinking about music is about like performing skill. Actually, not just like performance. It's more like a personal transformation. So through the years of the practicing, they build the creativity, disciplines, and empathy and the leadership. They learn through the practicing. They learn how to spending time and patience and resistance for their long time goals. And nowadays most university like increasing the value of the artist engagement as part of holistic learning. So they more seeing the music education like the creating, you make your whole person, not whole personality, not just the technical skills. And I also introduced this pictures from last May. Last May we introduced the St. Petersburg string quartet. That is a Grammy-nominated string quartet for our concert, and lots of some interview that. And those pictures are our iconic event for Carnegie Hall in New York. In last year, not last year, it's 2024 and 2025. And so music is more than an art form. It's like a foundation for life skills and the mindset. So usually I always tell my students, we don't teach students just to play notes. We teach them to discover themselves. So that's also our constant mission, to empowering the next generation through meaningful artists engagement. And this is building. So how to building the characters through music? There have 4 parts. So first is discipline and the perseverance. So for the daily practice, and you need to spend in time. You need to involve it and to have a long-term goal. And you need to know how to persist when the process is slow. And next is creativity and problem solving. So you learn how to interpretation and individually. Sometimes you can't, when you play the music not that smooth, you can't just let it go. You know your problem is, and you need to slow down and we figure out how to break down the problems, like practice separate handling, or cut it to the small chunk, or to the broken chord, to have more finding more like rhythmic practice to solve the problems. And next is empathy and teamwork. When you in a chamber music, you need to listen to other instruments and their respect their different perspective, and not just chamber music. In the June, we were thinking about have a blended gallery for art and music to blend it together. Maybe you need to have a teamwork with other art forms. And next one is confidence through stage exposure. So the practice room from the stage is actually a big gap. You can't sometimes practice very well in the practice room, but on the stage your brain went blank and you know nothing from that. So it's a step to step. I also organize some studio party like every month, so students can talk with each other, play with each other, and give comments. And then we go to some like Christmas recital or some small stage, and then we go to international platform. And this is the interview with our famous tourist pianist. He also participated the Chopin competition and lots of famous competitions, and it's in Stanley Gallery in Pasadena.
Wow.
Yeah, and so our vision is to like music the global language to connect people with different culture, and building the leadership through artist direction, teamwork, and community projects. So we have lots of opportunity from like Stanley and songs and some Grammy nominated award artists. And we also have a music festival in last July in Pepperdine University, and some Carnegie Hall like international series, and also have lots of famous professors from different university like Michigan University and Johns Hopkins University, and or some Indiana University is also from last year Carnegie Hall. Oh, and this is representative from the China consulate member from in New York to present the certification for us. So let's become more reality. So what you can get from those students. So most students they go this run from their applications like Ivy League or private high school. Or they have the scholarships, and they have some professors' recommendation letters, or they can give the outstanding certification present from council members or embassy staff. And they also have international recognition by various media or news platforms. And then from stage to for more advanced student, they also have some guest songs to artist visa or extraordinary abilities, great perform that. Those also from the Christmas recital or the music festival, the master class. That's from the professor from Clever School and Johns Hopkins and Michigan University. And the Stanley closing concert use from different platforms, because we don't have internet and time limits, I won't show out for that. We also have some, this year we also have improved from after the Carnegie Hall event. We have a closing seminar in Columbia University. It's like a reunion for jury and performers to talk with each other, have deep conversations. And this is St. Gabriel, council member from St. Gabriel city. And some case studies, those are professional musicians. So for them, like first one, is very cute boy. He's from Italian, and their parents are also a very famous piano professor in the local, and he play very well, and he can he already have several of like solo concerts and in university, and he also play all piano concerto with orchestra. So he went our events to get more like popularity and more opportunity to work with our professors. And so usually, like I talked before, we have interview and build their like because he's more popular in Germany and China, is so I like maybe will help him to open the marketing here in the United States. And the Luo Shui Zhang, she's a student in Conservatory of Music. We introduced because she's a grand prize of the last year. She played very well, and so we connect her to our professor and help her to accept in Indiana University. And this is a case study for not a musician. And first one is a photographer, and she helped us to shoot pictures on our event, and she got the scholarship for her master's degree. And Hainan, she's my friend, and he is computer science and also a classical music lover. So we help him to make the dreams come true to perform in the prestige venue. And also Janet was my partner in the UK, and right now she's working in the bank, and we organize our event. And she will come to my event in the United States, and I will go to her event in UK. Yeah. And so conclusion, not just a confident resilience and global mindset for those leadership through empathy and vision through this event. We also creating and broaden their transcends. And music not just shapes thinkers, dreamers, and innovators, and they let every student find their different stage, not from different stage from the early start or professional, and all the confidence can build pros so really can last forever. Also, so upcoming, actually the first one is already done in December 14th in Louisa Pacific University, and we also made a donation drive with Exceptional Children Foundation, and maybe we will have more collaboration with ECF in the future. And I mentioned before with the in the UK, we will have the Sino-British Spring Racing Festival in the February, because the Lunar New Year. So also Chinese embassy in the UK will support us. And also we will have, in the summer, we will have Los Angeles like immerse gallery to blend art and music. Yeah, so I hope in the future we can empower the music, so the character, the global vision, and the connections. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Allison, for sharing your message to auspiciously build character and vision through music. Next, I would like to introduce our general evaluator of today, Brady. Brady is in IT industry for his job, and he's looking forward to get some investor to invest in his company this year. And also, he's planning a wedding with his future wife. And we're gonna encourage him to put on 20 pounds for this year. So he can look buff for the wedding. Let's welcome Brady. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Thank you very much. Before I start, I want to read something and ask a question. From there, I will introduce the evaluators and go through the roles and etc. Give the overall meeting assessment. But first, I want to read the following. Greetings, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of the general evaluator is to evaluate everything that takes place throughout the meeting. During the meeting, I will take notes on everything that happens and doesn't happen. I will evaluate each participant on the meeting program and look for good examples of preparation, organization, delivery, enthusiasm, observation, and performance of duties. At the end of the meeting, I will give my report. The question I have is, did we hear that earlier in the meeting?
No.
Inauspicious start to the meeting. So that's a little bit of teaser for the overall meeting assessment. Before I get there, I want to introduce the first evaluator, my friend Billy.
Thank you so much. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and honored guests. Joy, yeah? Wow, that's amazing. He's a good father. This is amazing speech. Because auspicious speech, right? So one thing I see what I feel like I listen to her story. I'm in the story. Like she really connected with us so good, emotionally, right? And then you feel that whatever the challenge you've been through is nothing compared to her. But she still have the joy moment. Like every time you talk to her, I don't feel that. I feel like, oh, she always happy, she always excited. I just want you to make sure you feel good. That's amazing, right? That's amazing. And tone of voice is amazing, And one thing I realized that a lot of people are just like me before. I didn't want to go to see the doctor, right? I'm still young, I'm still healthy, right? But I'm glad that she made a decision to go because of her husband. And that's amazing that because of the decision you made, everything's really helped you a lot, right? Become better and get better overall. And what I see, what is that you need to work on is that at the beginning you are a little bit stiff, like you're holding your podium all the time. But later on, you're so engaging, like more like engaging. You have a lot of movement, and at the beginning when you speak, I think you were thinking about your story. Your eye look up. You don't look at your audience that much, but at the end of your story, of your speech, it just engaged me. Emotionally connect with a lot of audience. We almost cry, right? So it's just amazing speech. That's amazing. And then one thing I would ask her to work on is just move around a little bit at the beginning. At the end, it's good, but you can get better at the end. But at the beginning, you just put your hand like that and you keep talking and thinking about your story, and your eyes look up, right? But if you start that at the beginning, like at the end of your speech, would be amazing, right? So for clarity, I would give her 5. It's amazing. And then vocal variety is 5. Eye contact, I would say 4, because at the beginning she didn't put that much eye contact to the audience. Gestures, I would say 4. Audience awareness 5. She's amazing, right? And comfort level, I would say give her 5. It's amazing. And then interest, I would say 4. And she also, the last one is, the speech is really good. I love the speech. I love the connection that she make with the audience, with the people around you. And then every time that she speaks, I really want to pay attention and listen to it. And hopefully, I'm gonna hear more from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Billy. Very
you
well
feel
done.
so strong, you exercise.
Yeah, thank you. You're sweet. Billy, that was, I think, really good. I think that captured a lot of my own thoughts. I imagine a lot of our thoughts at the table. I want to introduce our next evaluator, Joanne.
strong handshake. It wasn't joking. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. Tonight it's my pleasure to evaluate Scott's speech. I feel it is an auspicious moment to give my 2 cents of your speech. You had a very clear structure with good intro, body, and conclusion. You started the speech by asking, what do you do for work? What do you do? It immediately draws attention from everyone. I know this isn't just about what do you do for work. It had a deeper meaning, and you successfully delivered that message. It was very relatable. You mentioned about washing dishes is your work. It's also my husband's work, my father-in-law's work, and they're very proud about their work. You ask a lot of questions during the speech. I hear a lot of inner dialogue with your struggles, your kind of fighting against your thoughts. Lots of voices in your heart. And everyone was relatable about that. You made Helen shed some tears. I almost burst into tears as well. With Joy's speech, I was like, tonight was a very emotional night. By you asking these questions also made me think, what is my purpose in life and what do I do? And because today is the first week of the new year, first month of the new year, it really finding purpose, finding meaning, and finding intentional. And it is a good time to start thinking about those things. So you serve as a great reminder for everyone. You had a great eye contact. You engaged the room. I did notice a few times that you were looking down at your paper. It was a bit distracting when you were asking these questions. These are really amazing questions. I wish you could have looked at us a bit more. Your body language was great. I noticed that last time when you gave the speech, you were a bit tense, but today you were very comfortable. I can see huge improvement from your first speech. Your vocal was clear. It was very good volume. Everyone can hear you clearly. You didn't yell or anything, but I could hear the emphasis, the key, and things that you had a good pause as well. So overall, I found it very clear speech with great intention. Overall, I look forward to hear your next speech with more eye contact, more audience engagement, and I look forward to it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joy. Very authentic evaluation for a super authentic speech, Scott. Really, truly. It's well done on both sides. I want to introduce our final evaluator, Julie. Would you mind coming up?
That is a strong breath. Okay, so tonight I have the great pleasure of evaluating Allison's speech on building character and vision through music. This is a subject that speaks to me in my heart. I have been a singer since I was young. I studied opera as well. So I understood the point of your speech, how you can be an ambassador to the whole world, basically. Music is a universal language. As Austin mentioned, he wanted to be Oscar mentioned you wanted to learn more languages, more linguistics, but you're a composer. And so I thought music is the universal language. And I think Allison showed that in your speech and your presentation. You gave a lot of information, but very concisely. So I really appreciated that. You had great examples. The graphics were wonderful. I would say that I would have preferred you not to read so much. it was a little distracting, you looking and reading and then giving examples. However, your examples explained really well what was on the slides. A little bit more eye contact with more of the audience. I noticed you were kind of looking at this corner of the room instead of the whole audience. And also, I would say command the space. I think you used your gestures really well, but you kind of stayed in one corner, and so I would just say command the whole space. Like, this is what I'm telling you, I'm an expert at this. And when you use the whole space and your gestures, that makes you more of an authority, in my opinion. So, but once again, I would love to have you speak louder. I am kind of like hearing impaired, so it was kind of difficult for me to hear. But I thought that you were clear and concise with your examples. Your case studies were clear. And the academic and professional advantages were clear. You were very eloquent when you spoke about them. So I would say that, and with clarity, I would give you a 3, just to speak louder. Vocal variety as well, I gave you a 2. If you could vary your tone or your speed, I think it might make it a little bit more interesting and keep your audience's attention. Your eye contact, like I mentioned, maybe include more of the room when you're speaking. Your gestures were good, I thought. And let's see, what else? The audience awareness. I think that you can take a breath. I think that you gave us so much information, and I think it seemed like you were trying to get it all in, that if you just take a breath and pauses help the audience, I think, digest what you're saying. So I would say that might be something that you might want to include in your next speech. Your comfort level was great. The interest, I love the subject, and I think the audience did too. There was a lot of nodding and engagement there. So I think overall it was a great subject, and I think you presented the information really well, concisely, and I could tell that it's something that you're passionate about as well. So, thank you.
I wasn't even gripping the hard button. So at this point, I will introduce the various reports from the various timers before we'll pivot to the overall meeting assessment. So timer, Sarah.
Okay, so for the speeches, Joy was 17 minutes and 1 second, Scott was 5 minutes 44 seconds, and Allison was 12 minutes and 15 seconds. For our speakers, only Scott qualifies, so you don't have to vote for anything. For evaluators, Billy was 2 minutes and 44 seconds, Joanne was 2 minutes and 32 seconds, Julie was 4 minutes and 4 seconds, only Billy and Joanne qualify. I did want to put out there, I didn't say it this time around the timers, but if you guys have a speech and it's not within the 5 to 7 minutes and it's longer, just let me know in advance so I can make that adjustment. So if you think your speech is going to be 10 to 12 minutes, let me know so you can qualify. If you do let me know, they'll be auspicious because you'll be successful in the future and actually qualify. But you are able to make those adjustments by letting the timer know what your time is. When you're within that 2.5 minute mark, you do qualify. All right, that's that.
Thank you, Sarah. Our ah counter, Owen.
Oh boy. You get everybody. Make sure you get everybody.
Yeah. Readings. So I was keeping track of all the filler words and the ums and ahs and so for Joy, Joy was awesome. Throughout when you did your table topics, you were really good, but I combined everything, and you had about 5 ums, 3 nos, 1 like, 7 repeats, and then 1 ah. So so I thought that was fantastic. Oscar, you had about 7 ums, 10 ahs, 4 buts, 3 repeats, 1 I think. So very good. Elliot, nothing. As usual. Margaret, you had about 5 ums, 3 ahs, and 1 but, so really good.
Thank you.
Julie, you had, let's see, you had about 32 ums. 32 ums, 2 you knows, 2 repeats, and then 3 ahs. Billy, you had 5 ums, 3 repeats, 16 ahs. Scott, you had 2 ums, 16 you knows, 1 repeat, 3 ahs. 16 you knows.
I just going to. Thank you.
And Allison, you had 2 repeats, and you had 33 ahs. So, Brady, you had 1 and 2 ahs.
I haven't even started yet. I haven't even started. I haven't begun the fight.
I'll be off the clock soon. Let it rip. Joanne, you had 2 ums and 3 ahs, so very good. And that's it. Wow.
Thank you all. And I want to introduce the grammarian, Rika.
For Joy, yes. Thank you for your experience with the kidney problems. So here's the words or sentences I picked for today. So endemic. I don't know about the meaning, but it's something related to pandemic. Or, yeah, and then also I picked the words revelation, revolution. Yes, and then I like the words that you're saying. You're gonna get so much better. This word, yeah, and then God is always with us. Yeah. Your words is very clear always, as always, and then very compassionate. And your storytelling is always like a, how do you say, like a wave. Yeah, it's very smooth, and there's no unnecessary words. So thank you, Joey.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah.
Rika.
And Scott, you start with the powerful repeating questions. That is really make your speech powerful. And then I pick some words that is very impact for me. I'm not my own. And then also how will I work? And then at the end, you throw the questions to audience. That's really nice, yes. And also some words is illusion of possession and master of the heart. And then I was bought with the price. Those words are, yeah, I would like to learn more. Yes. And Allison, I picked the words that is music is not only art. Yeah, and then you explained how you build up your career. Yes. And um, I,
One thing I'll say about Rita is you always take such detailed notes. Like even when you're not doing the grammarian, I'm just like sitting where you are, Allison. So you are really detailed about this. Sometimes just you don't find the words, and that's okay too.
Okay. Yeah, you have such a great career. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Rita. Thank you. And that's why we're here, right? That's what we're here, so we get better. Now there is one last role to introduce, the vote counter. I'm going to hold off and do the overall assessment before I introduce the role of the vote counter, so I can give it to you, Helen, to collect the votes and also conclude the meeting. In the interest of time, I did take some detailed notes. I'm not going to go through them. As Mike Tyson said, everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the face, right? So we don't want to go any further into overtime here. I do want to call it a couple things from the speeches before I go into the actual meeting notes. Joy, I mean, I honestly thought your table topic speech might have been the best one I've ever heard of you do until you did your speech. Obviously, it's a very sensitive topic. It's difficult to speak about, and thank you for being open and honest with everybody in the room and so articulate too about it.
Thank you.
Carlos, table topics is not an easy job to do, and to step in having not, been the person to be picked beforehand, that's pretty cool, and you did it really well.
You did it really well.
Now, as far as the general meeting, obviously we're over time. A couple positives that I want to call out is when I got here, every spot had a pen next to the chair. That's really cool. That's kind of new. We all have these nice laminated checklists of each role and responsibility, which is also new. Very cool.
Thank you, Grace and Helen.
Now, if you look at this general evaluator checklist, there's a list of things, and I am going to go through each one of them because it helps remind us of what we're here to do and ultimately make us better. I do want to say, initially I noted some big misses. I read my general evaluator intro because it was missed. The guests obviously were not introduced at the beginning of the meeting, which we typically do. So those were some misses. The timer report had some confusion after the table topics. It was we kind of moved ahead and then we had to go back on that. And then I put a big note here and underlined it and said, the timing of this meeting is going so great. We're at the break right at the spot we're at, and then when it got to the actual speeches, if you look on the agenda, it allots about 25 minutes for the speeches, and we ran about 42, 43 minutes. So I think in the future we can be less static about that block of time, and if we can sort of be better about reporting our expected meeting lengths to the person responsible, we can adjust that time to make sure that that's more appropriate, and we can set expectations. Elliot said something to me right after the break, and it reminded me of something that's really important, and I think we all need to take about this meeting. He said, Brady, who's the evaluator 3? And I said, I don't know. And he said, that's your job. And he's right. Ownership. We have to all take ownership of our roles and our responsibilities. If you don't know what you're supposed to do, like I didn't in that instance, it's on me to figure out what I'm supposed to do and come to the meeting as prepared as possible. So I want to commit to everybody to take more ownership of my roles and responsibilities and be better prepared. And we all should, right, in any role that we have in the meeting. Now, I do want to go through the checklist because, again, it's so nice that we have these. And, again, it'll set the precedent going forward. So before the meeting, was the room and equipment set up on time? Bingo. Yes, great job, right? Were the guests welcomed upon arrival? Boo. Big fail. Big fail. Were the guests informed about Toastmasters and the meeting format? Kind of, somewhat. Did you guys feel like you were informed? Oscar says yes. Margaret says yes. Good. Okay. Was the presiding officer prepared and organized? 100% every single time. Great job. Did the meeting start on time? It did. Right on time. Perfect timing. Was everyone properly introduced? Almost everyone. So not, almost. Was the Toastmaster properly introduced? Yes. So those are all checks so far. As for the Toastmaster role, did the Toastmaster fill all roles prior to the meeting started? yes and no. There was some gaps here, and we also had some people that were supposed to be here didn't. So, you go to war with the army you got, not the army you want. We did the best there we could. Did the Toastmaster introduce and explain the meeting's theme? Yes, I think we did. Did the Toastmaster introduce the general evaluator? We missed that one today. Did the Toastmaster properly introduce the topics master? Yes, absolutely. On the backside for the general evaluator, did the general evaluator introduce the grammarian? Heck yeah, I did. All right. Was the grammarian prepared, and did they introduce their role within the allotted time? Yes, you did.
Good job.
Good job. And auspicious was a great word, very, very good word. Was the word of the day challenging, appropriate, and fitting for the theme of the meeting? Yeah, I think so. If anything, the fact that only a few of us got to use it shows that it's a good word, right? It should be a little bit of a challenge. Was the general evaluator properly introduced the timer? I think I did that, yes. Was the timer prepared, and did they introduce their role within the allotted time? Yes, Sarah, you're very, very professional, well done. Did the general evaluator properly introduce the awe counter? Yes, Owen, former president, obviously, did very well as well. Was the awe counter prepared, and did they introduce their role within the allotted time? Not only did that, he was sweet enough to not count all the things I'm doing now. Which is and was the general evaluator's report given? We're doing it right now together, guys. And the topic master, was the purpose and timing of table topics properly explained? Yes, you did just fine. And again, at a moment's notice, it was sort of like you were doing your own table topic by being forced into the role. Was the topic selected appropriate and did it fit the meeting theme? 100%, absolutely. Did the topic master call on people who did not have a meeting role first during table topics? And again, I think there's some discrepancy because at one point I heard if you're giving a speech, you don't do a table topics, and so there was a little bit of confusion there. So going forward, the rule is no. If you do a speech, no table topic. Is that the rule? For our emeritus presidents, we have 4 presidents in the room? Sarah, Owen, Elliot, and Jay.
Normal rule, but you could stretch it if you like. It's optional.
It's optional.
It's not a hard stop.
Okay.
It's not a hard
Well,
stop.
one thing that shouldn't happen is if we do it for one, we should allow
Right.
another.
Sure.
So I think there was a point where Elliot.
The point really is to look at people who don't have a speaking function and call on them first. If there's sufficient time left, then you can go to the speaker, you can go to the general evaluator, you can go to the evaluators. Nothing works better than going home at night and saying, I spoke, I had the opportunity, whether it's a small role or a large role. Conversely, nothing is worse than going home and get home and someone says, how'd it go tonight? Well, I don't know, I didn't say anything, but I enjoyed the meeting.
Well said. Yeah. And the reason I flagged it, because I wasn't clear on it, is because I know you gave a table topics and a speech, and then someone else tried to, who was giving a speech, and they weren't allowed to. So I was like, oh, there's obviously.
There aren't rules per se. It's a guideline on how to be a table topics master, suggestions.
Got it.
How to be the general evaluator, suggestions. So there's no black and white rule that says, hey, you should do this in this rule.
Right. Okay. So that makes complete sense.
If
Yeah.
the general evaluator's responsibility is to make sure there are evaluators. If you're the Toastmaster, your responsibility before the meeting starts is to make sure it's filled. If people aren't here yet, you can ask someone if so-and-so doesn't show up, would you be willing to fill in and do this? Once the meeting starts, if the person walks in 2 minutes late, you've already given them to someone else.
Yeah. Excellent clarity. And again, we've got 4 presidents, our current president, and 3 emeritus in the room. So, but going forward, I think one size fit all rules, right? We have to have rules for everybody that apply to everyone equally, obviously. So that was the only reason why I flagged that one. Were the guests invited to participate? You gave quick speeches. Excellent, right? And did the topic master track time to ensure the meeting stayed on schedule? Yes, we are over time. Was control properly returned to the Toastmaster? It's about to be.
Thank you, Scott. And thank you for all the evaluators for your thoughtful and constructive feedback. It has been a pleasure serving as your Toastmaster for today. I hope you enjoyed today's meeting and found value in the speeches and the evaluations. At this time, I return the control of the meeting.
What you have to do
Oh yeah, let's do the votes. Best speaker of the house. The speakers are Allison.
Oh, we got only Scott Cole.
Oh yeah, okay. Go for the best evaluator. The evaluators are.
Oh, you're right.
Okay. The best evaluator of today is Joanne.
Well done, Joanne.
Thank you. Cheese. Cheese. Thank you. Oh. I got scared. Shaking hands with Scott. Brady. Best table topic of today is Oscar. Yay!
Cheese.
Thank you.
Actually, Oscar, stay right there because I think you have to have 2 ribbons in your hand because you're also a first-time guest.
First-time guest
awesome.
too.
So let's
You want to
take a
hold both?
picture with
Or?
that.
Okay, there
There
you
you
go.
go. Cheese.
Collect the ribbon. There you go.
Yeah, 2 ribbons
Off
for
to a
you.
good start.
Best speaker of the house, Scott.
Nice job,
Good
Scott.
job, Scott.
Thank you.
There you go. Beautiful.
And let's welcome the leaders that are made. Margaret.
Margaret.
Let's take a picture over here. Cheese.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Well,
At this time, I will return the control back to our president, Joy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice job, Helen. Let's give a hand to Helen. That was a nice job. Thank you. As you know, these meetings are not perfect, and we're always room for improvement. So even the guests could see that, we try to run a tight ship, and sometimes we're still working on improving because we're just all work in progress. Really quick, 30 seconds. Oscar, will you give us feedback? What did you think of today's meeting? And would you like to maybe come back and join us again?
Yeah. It was very organized because, like I said, I didn't know what a Toastmaster was until I came in today.
Yeah.
It was really fun. It's very intellectual, and I like to improve my speech skills and like to talk about deeper subjects.
I really liked it, and I really liked your being able to speak up here on Table Topics. Thank you. We welcome you again. Our next meeting will be 3 weeks from now because we changed it from Martin Luther King, so February 2nd. Okay? So we could, please fill out our guest book so we can keep in touch with you. The guest book is right here. Would you pass that to him? And Miss Margaret, who is my friend, and I didn't realize Helen's 30-year friend from her work. Co-worker. My goodness, what a small world. Margaret, I talked to Margaret today, and she says, I'm going to take a bus tonight, and I want to go to see you in Arcadia. So here Margaret is tonight. Margaret, tell us what you thought.
Oh, this was very interesting. I had a friend who'd been in Toastmasters, but I didn't know what it was about. So this is delightful.
Well, maybe you'd like to come again and
Well,
join us. Yeah. Thank you for coming. So, really quick, Sarah, would you like to be secretary or actually Brady, you're secretary. Let's get you working here. Can you please